Hello. Welcome back. 3 claws in my hand,
White
and
Claw
we're
Wednesday,
ready.
episode 40.
Episode 40.
Oh, yeah.
Big numbers out here.
It's climbing.
4-0, dude.
Let's crack it. Ooh.
So Frank and I were talking about what we're gonna do for episode 52. And yeah, I think we're gonna do it about the podcast, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what we talked about. We're like gonna just talk about our experience with it and what we liked and what we could have done better, where we're taking it. I mean, all about the WCW, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So get ready for that, people. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I did
This is what happens when you...
I did my crack, yeah.
This is what happens when you let me intro.
I did my crack.
Cheers up. I got the raspberry. No, I got black cherry. Wow, that's embarrassing.
I got the natural lime. Did I forget that there was a natural in front of the lime?
No, well, I meant you might have. But we've definitely talked about that.
We've talked about how it's like the only name that doesn't actually...
No, because you said that about ruby grapefruit one time.
But ruby grapefruit is an actual type of grapefruit.
No, grapefruit is just grapefruit. Ruby grapefruit is just ruby. I mean, they're just throwing it in there to make it sound better, you know?
Okay, so the natural and the ruby are the two. Just throw it in there.
You know who does it too?
Who?
I think it's Ocean Spray. They do ruby grapefruit. 100% pure.
Like, and they have an alcoholic drink that is...
No, I mean, Ocean Spray is like a juice company.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I'm just wondering, they're not getting... Are they in the seltzer game? That's what I thought you were going with.
Oh, no. They're doing it for like grapefruit juice. Like they call it ruby grapefruit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. You're just saying they stole the name, basically. They got it from somebody else, Ocean Spray.
I don't know.
Doesn't Ocean Spray make it sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Makes it sound good to me.
Ocean Spray.
Even though...
Just like Minute Maid sounds amazing.
Even though the Ocean Spray would taste extremely salty and not, sweet and sugary. Which is what's funny about the name. The Ocean Spray would be salty, but in reality, you're drinking Ocean Spray. It's sweet. Mind blown.
You get a taste of just nature, man. That's what they're trying to say. You get a little spray of nature. Psst,
yeah, like a spray of nature. Face. A spray of nature in the sense of the flavor is a nature item.
Yeah, okay.
like a grapefruit comes from a tree.
You know, like those videos where the dog's acting up and the owner just like sprays him with water. Just a little That's what they're going for.
Okay.
A little spray of nature.
Spray of nature. Okay.
You take one sip and you're like, oh, it's so good. Oh, again. Okay. One more.
I don't know if I'm following along with your
okay, well, yours was dumb too, all right?
Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, it was. But your spray the dog thing was like, okay.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess I could have said something different, but
it's all good.
Whatever.
It's all good. I mean,
what an intro, man.
Yeah. Hey, the Lakers won. Ryan's team won the championship.
Yep. And I got to witness Frank's demise. His slow, just
all I can say
toxic reality of the Lakers winning.
It wasn't a toxic. I knew it was coming.
Okay.
There's a reason.
That's true.
There's a reason why I said I would buy a Tyler Hero jersey if the Heat won. It's because I knew I was creating a scenario for myself that wouldn't happen. Because Ryan knows. I mean, I'm not looking to like actually spend $100 on another.
Yeah, you're not in a situation where you're cashing out.
I'm not exactly, and also that I'm usually not the guy to wear other gear that isn't Suns gear.
Very true.
But I was only saying that just so I could just like have like a fun thing to say, just to and hell, even if the Heat would have won, I would have said, I don't think I'm gonna buy the jersey. I don't think I'm gonna buy the jersey because the Heat won and that's enough for me. And
you'd be like, wow, like. He gets the only white guy jersey on the Heat, Actually, there's actually a lot of white guys on the Heat.
Yeah, I think of immediately 4. But yeah. So the Lakers won a series.
Won, and they deserved it. And congrats, man. Congrats to everyone who supports the Lakers.
This was a wild season because I remember when the season started, I didn't think the Lakers were going to win the championship because of Kawhi Leonard and on the Clippers.
Yep. I thought they had a chance. I thought they had a chance. I
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, they're gonna win. You know, like I
Yeah.
wasn't.
I mean, a lot of people
I
were
definitely-
immediately like that when they got Anthony Davis.
A lot of people were like that when they got LeBron James.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that was not
I mean,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought they were gonna have a chance, but I didn't think that they were like 1,000% gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew they were gonna make playoffs for sure,
Oh,
like
yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they ended up getting first in the West
Mhm.
and taking it all the way, man.
I
Frank and I,
wonder what would happen had the
Clips won.
not had the Clips one, but had the season not had a big old gap in it.
Yeah, I
'Cause of
mean,
COVID. Well,
I think everyone's, is there an asterisk? Like, is there
I mean,
next to this trophy? Like that's the question because like, the Heat coach was talking about, I don't know his name. Can you give his name?
Eric Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra. He was talking about it, and he's like, I forgot what the question that they asked him, but it was something along that, like was this different or was it like harder? Or was it easier? What was it? And he said none of the above. It's exactly, what you asked it was just different, It wasn't easier. It wasn't more difficult. It was just a different environment and everyone had to adapt. I mean, no fans is a factor, but also like you gotta think like these guys weren't with their families. For a long part of it.
For the first majority of it, the run, yeah, that's true.
A weird schedule. They couldn't have their trainers in there, their nutritionists, whatever, they usually had. I'm sure they were being provided food or something along those lines.
Yeah.
They couldn't eat what they wanted or cook at home. And so I think it was more of a mental change.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you take away like the travel and stuff like that and then take away the fans and put all those other factors in. I think it was more of a mental battle than anything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially the whole, the pretty much an extended period of, it's like a really long summer camp. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like summer camp is like a grown adult, feels kind of weird. Would definitely be a change. And then just having no fans is,
you gotta adapt,
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of players feed off that energy.
I mean, hey, the Suns won eight straight,
Yeah,
so there was something different going on.
exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm not saying that's bad on the Suns. That's amazing on them.
And had the Suns made the playoffs, we would have beat the Lakers, and the Lakers wouldn't have won the championship.
And you know what? If the Suns did that, I think we were talking about this before, but
They were gonna play the Lakers.
there would be a major asterisk. Like the Lakers won, like okay, like kind of like a little small one there. But if the Suns went all the way, people would be like, "Oh, come on, bro, does not count."
I know. I don't know. I mean, I hope it wouldn't be like that in reality.
I'm kidding.
I mean, we'll
I'm
never
kidding.
know, but it's quite possible that would have been the case. But yeah, no, you're 100% right, and that's why a team like the Heat made it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were just
They're a great team, though.
They were a great team. I mean, I called that during the first round, so that was my success of the NBA playoffs was seeing the Heat and just seeing, man, when you see a team that's just like every guy can like get buckets, in a way, every guy can. One guy one night gets 25, then another guy the next night gets 25, and you just go on through like 7 guys with that type of scoring. I knew that they were going to make it because the East is kind of weak in a sense.
I feel like it isn't as weak as it like used to be. Like
it's not as weak as it used to be.
Like when LeBron was on the Cavs, that was like a big talking point.
Yeah, I just think with the examples of like the Bucks and the Celtics and the Sixers, all teams that technically had more talent than the Heat.
Yeah.
And they,
I mean, how many?
I don't know.
How do you like label talent though? Like my brother was saying this. He's like, like we you have to buy like all-stars. Like, you need an all-star team, basically, is what he's saying to, like, win now.
You need superstars on your
You
team
need
to win.
superstars. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, he had Jimmy Butler and Bam
Yeah.
Adebayo, right? That's his last name?
Yeah, but most wouldn't consider them superstars. I mean,
They were at the All-Star game, though. Like, what is a star?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true. They were at the All-Star game. That's true. That's true.
I don't know. I mean,
Jimmy Butler might be considered a superstar after, those 2 great wins in the finals against the Lakers.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, yeah, I would consider them stars for sure, but I'm just talking about the stars that the Celtics, the Bucks, and the Sixers have. I'm considering them more talented of stars just based off...
For sure the Celtics. For sure.
Just the trends of talking heads in sports and their college careers and their stats and... Yeah, and just their overall trend on the internet, I guess. What the commenters think about them, I guess.
What were the Sixers seeded higher?
Sixers were the 2nd seed.
And then the Celtics were the
third seed. The Bucks were the 1st seed. The Bucks had the best record in all of the NBA. I mean, they had a great team, but they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, they didn't do well at all, though, did they?
Yeah, they lost. They lost to the Heat in 5 games.
Yeah.
And the Celtics, oh my God, talk about stacked. I mean, but it just came down to a matter of none of them were clutch.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's what was so funny about this whole bubble thing, is that it just kind of proved that LeBron is still the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, it did. I think it proved that.
Because it was just like everybody had their own... I don't know. He just still played like he always played, like he's always played the whole time. Like it's like it didn't change his game, and it kind of seemed to have affected other teams and other players. Because I really think had this season run its course in its regular timing, I think the finals would have been more likely something like Clippers Bucks or Bucks Lakers or Celtics Lakers or something like that. But I just think with this whole, like you saying, the different situation and psychologically, I think that just, and then LeBron still playing like LeBron the entire time, I think that again he just literally cemented the fact that he's still the greatest right now.
And honestly, like, I mean, that's not even something we really touched on before, but like, I mean, there's a lot of turmoil in society right now, and
yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. There's just a ton of there's this huge social justice issue that we have,
and I mean, NBA is like front and center.
Yeah, and NBA
pretty
is
much
front and center and doing the right thing, and putting Black Lives Matter on the court and letting every player put their social justice movement message that they want on the back of their jersey and all that stuff. So yeah, you have the added all that, because these players are they're going out to the protests and they're marching and stuff, holding up signs, all that stuff. So they have this whole other thing on their mind in a way. So that's a whole other thing to throw in on top of the pandemic, not seeing your family, being stuck in one location.
It's just a mixing pot, man.
It's just so many things.
Where do we come out?
And
where do we come out of here?
And it kind of makes sense that LeBron stayed LeBron and won the championship in the scenario, because he's the guy with 17 plus years of experience who has been in the finals, I think 10 times now. Yeah, 10 times now. And he was just able to just turn on just the basketball every game, because he's the veteran, and he's the kind of veteran who is somehow still extremely good and still the best, which is extremely impressive.
He's just got a mental fortitude that the other teams, not anyone on his team, didn't have.
Exactly.
I mean, he's been at like the front and center of the league for maybe 5 years now as like the main.
I mean, I would argue
point.
with that. He's been front and center of the league since he came in as a rookie.
Well, maybe it's just because
'Cause I'm pretty sure
I was a fan of Kobe, but
within his first, it was one of his first 3 seasons, he led the Cavs to the finals.
But like, you know how like Michael Jordan was like the face of the league. Like LeBron James has been the face of the league for arguably 17 years.
Arguably 17 years, yeah. And he shared it. I would say he shared the beginning of that 17-year run with Kobe.
Yeah.
And honestly kind of like a pass the mantle sort of thing. Like pass the torch
absolutely.
in a way.
Because they were good friends.
Yeah.
And so
and it's insane to me we never got to see them play in the finals.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's one of my
it's because the Lakers were trash.
Well,
they weren't
not that. They were just never
when
good. They were never good at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what I was meaning. At least at the later end of Kobe's career.
They always like missed it by a couple years because I'm pretty sure LeBron was in the finals in 07 with the Cavs, and then boom, Kobe's in the finals in 08, 09, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, LeBron's in the finals in 11, 12, 13,
with the
14.
Heat, yeah.
But it's just they never lined up.
And that's when Kobe.
And by the time LeBron really started hitting his final stride, that was when Kobe wasn't, strong enough to carry the entire load like he had been for the last. I'm over exaggerating when I say carry the entire load, but yeah, Kobe was,
Anyways,
yeah.
No, you're right, and I mean that just builds so much character and, like I said, mental fortitude. Yeah. That when you talk about all the things that we just talked about, and you put them in a pot, and you say, okay, everyone has to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but you have to perform to the highest level because this is the world championship. And who else to do it? I mean, come on. Who else?
Yeah, you're right. It makes, yeah.
I watched this video, and it's this commentator, and he's just like talking about everything that like LeBron's done, like on the court.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about everything that he's like off the court.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, how can you not respect this guy? Like how can you not give this guy respect? Like, you can hate on him. I know you're a hater.
Okay.
But you respect him, Yeah,
I mean, I'm only a hater when he's, like, on the court playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, if I saw him out and about, I'm not going to be hating on him.
No.
Well, but I say that, no, but really, I say
no.
that not from a point of view of, like, okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't say that from a point of view of, like, oh, my God, I don't want to get beat up by him. And obviously, he'd beat me up. But
yeah.
That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is when it comes to my dislike and hatred of athletes, it's only when the clock is running. You got to understand something. It's as a competitive male, I can have hate in me that isn't real. It's only competitive. It's only in the sport. Like it's
I get you.
It's hard to explain.
It is hard to explain.
But if you're a big fan of a team,
you can turn it off and on.
You know what I'm talking about. If you're a big
Yeah.
sports fan, you know that the feeling of hating someone, but not actually hating them as a person, just hating them when they're playing against your team, and
It's like the act of like
Yeah.
You're in a game and like you're defending someone or you're attacking on someone or whatever, and
yeah.
You're getting physical and,
Mhm.
you're talking shit to one another.
Yeah.
And then after the game, you dab each other up and you're like, hey, good game, man. Like,
Exactly.
That was fun.
Exactly.
That is what you're talking about right now.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, congrats to the Lakers.
Yeah, congrats to the Lakers. Yeah. And now they're tied. They're tied with the Celtics. Both have
They are 17
championships.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
So, I don't know. I mean,
and
conclusion.
also the Lakers
Go
have
ahead.
won ever since the 21st century started. Every 10 years, the Lakers win a championship.
Wow.
2000, they won. 2010, they won. Excuse me. And now 2020, they won.
Wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
10, and 20. Yep.
So, worst case scenario, I have to wait 10 more years.
Yeah, you just got another one coming in 2030.
So I should apply
maybe
to be coach.
The youngest Ball brother will be leading that team.
2029 is when I should be coach.
Yeah, that's when you should figure out your way. You got 9 years to weasel your way in that position. And then you'll end up coaching the youngest Ball brother to a
I'm in the interview.
championship.
So how are you going to take us to a championship? You guys don't know?
You don't know about the pattern?
I mean, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it's like I'm set up to succeed.
I'm just the face.
Check the numbers.
I thought, Is there confusion here? Yeah. So I don't know. We didn't really conclude, but is there an asterisk?
No.
No, I don't think so
No.
either. Because there's always an asterisk, right? Like after every final, something's always said about like, oh, this and that. Like with, when the Raptors won, well, like the Warriors were all injured,
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing was the Warriors beat the Cavs or, this
Yeah.
and that. It's like there's always something that happens.
Yeah.
And I think regardless of like what, like, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that we just talked about, but either way, everyone was dealing with it. Either way, it was spread evenly. And so if anything, it's less of an asterisk than other championships have been, like the Warriors losing last year.
I mean, but I mean, it doesn't even need to be like less of an asterisk or anything. But I get what you're saying. It isn't an asterisk at all because of what you and I said about everybody was going through the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just sad it's over, man. Honestly,
yeah, I know.
Some good times watching those finals games.
Yeah, those were
AD hitting that 3.
It was funny how
game. I think it was game 2 or game 3 or something like that.
The first
versus the Nugs.
Oh yeah, his game winner against the Nugs.
That was epic,
dude. I'm pretty sure that was game. It was game 4, I think. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
it could have been.
I think it was game 4 because it was the series was 2-1 and
2-1.
I think the Nuggets had just won a game. And they were feeling good, and they brought the 4th game down to the wire, and then Davis nailed that 3, and they were down 3-1.
Yeah.
I mean, if I recall correctly, I don't know, but that 3 was extremely impressive, and also I found it interesting that with the finals, out of the 6 games that were played, the first one was a blowout, the 6th one was a blowout, and the 4 in between were all close.
Say that again?
So the 6 finals games that were played.
Yeah.
To have the Lakers win the championship. First one, blowout. 6th one, blowout. Both Lakers wins. And then 2, 3, 4, and 5 were all close games. Especially Game 5. Game 5 was one of the best finals games I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was.
With LeBron and Jimmy going back and forth.
That was really good.
That was wild.
Yeah, Jimmy played really good that game.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Oh, and Danny Green got death threats for that missed 3.
Yeah, I mean,
of course
he did.
So did his fiance. And what was interesting
That's so
about
stupid, though.
Yeah, but what was interesting about it was that he was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even know about it until my fiance brought it up to me, because I'm so good at ignoring it by now."
Yeah,
which makes sense. He's been in many finals, but I was like, "Damn, how did they get to the fiance?" You know what I'm
Instagram.
saying?
They probably just DM'd her.
Oh, I get. Yeah, I guess it's probably as easy as just going on Danny Green's Instagram and seeing like he posts a photo with his fiance, like, "Oh, so happy we're getting married," and then her ad is in there, and then, bam, over. Okay,
it's like
that was easy. I just did it myself.
It's like you posting the clown, you DMing Alex.
Oh
from,
me DMing the clown to the girl who lost her call her
daddy.
Job.
There you go.
Now it's just the Alex, the blonde one.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with that, dude.
No, she's doing it. She's
I know she's doing it, but like I don't know if it's like the same or if it's different. Or
I'm pretty sure it's just her just doing it. She just has guests on every time. You know,
right on.
It's not hard to find someone who wants to come on and talk.
Well, when you call her daddy, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah. And when you're friends with a lot of chatty Cathys, you know.
It is true.
You can bring them. You bring all your friends through.
Dude, I haven't listened to an actual podcast. I know that we actually produce one and we make one.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to one in like a month.
I listened to one a few days ago. Actually, I listened to a comedian podcast. One with
Was Joe Rogan?
No, it was Bobby Lee and Tom Segura.
Oh, nice.
I think Bobby Lee. Yeah, Bobby Lee is the short Asian man. And Tom Segura is the
it's just a
chubby, bald, white comedian guy.
It's just a weird time. Like, podcasts are such like commuting. I don't know. Personally, podcasts are like such a commuting listen.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just sort of like a robot, or you're not even in robot. You're just in like, I don't know, standby mode,
Interesting.
It's like, how like there's red, green, and yellow?
Yeah.
You just flip this for a bit and you're just like...
You mean with the lights? With you're talking about with traffic lights?
Yeah. I mean, just think of that as like a human flipping on switches,
Yeah. I mean...
Stop is sleeping. Okay. Yellow is like you're just not really doing much.
And then green is
Green is you going throughout your day, man.
you're doing it. You're getting things done.
Sometimes you race a motherfucker, all right? Sometimes when that green hits, you're going, all right?
Going, dude.
Sometimes, dude.
Does your Honda have a nice pickup? A nice.
Oh, my Honda's got sport mode, dude.
Takes off.
I mean, I don't know. I've never really tested it, but I can go pretty fast, dude. I can get, like, if I'm trying to get on the freeway and I'm like, you know, oh, wait, I'm, like, going 20 and it's right there.
Take off.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Off.
But, you know, the Honda's not meant to do that. It's got the mode, but, like, it's not really meant to do that.
No, I mean, you don't need to drive a car that is built for just being economical like a sports car.
I never got sports cars, actually. Like, I never got
the point of a sports car.
Being into
cars, like working on cars. I've never understood working on cars.
I mean, I can get, like, I guess, like, working on them is cool. You know,
mean,
like,
no,
like,
well, I mean, obviously you have to work on cars to make them run. I just mean as, like, here's what I'm, sorry, let me rephrase that.
No, that was fine.
Buying a car and then spending a ton of money on it and adding stuff to it.
Yeah, okay. I feel you on that.
That is what is,
like, why?
Kind of makes me scratch my head. But then that goes into it falls in line with the whole, you love cars and you love to work on cars.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you've heard of the flow state, right?
The flow state?
The flow state.
Like,
tell me you learned about this in college.
Like FLOW.
Like flow.
Space STATE. Flow state?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Flow state.
Flow state. I've never heard of it.
Okay, I'm going to give my botched definition.
You know what I think of when you say flow state? I think of Flo, the progressive lady from all the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
The woman with the short brown hair.
Yeah.
I think of her
personality as a state.
No, I just think of her face like plastered on a state on a map, you know. Flow state. You know, like, hey, there's flow.
I mean, you know, it's not that far off. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Okay, so flow state is supposed to be when you're in this, like, state of mind where you're just doing something that you love and it's second nature to you, that you get into this state of mind where you've got this, like, deep intellectual thought and a lot of endorphins are released, and it's like people chase, like, the flow state basically. And if you've got, like, hobbies, you know, like some people say runner's high. Like, runner's high is actually you experiencing, like, flow state by just running a lot and, I guess, you know, cruising at this, like, flow state level where you're just thinking in your mind. Well, I'm relating this to mechanical work because some people say, you know, it's like, you know, it's my peace of mind. Like, I love doing it. You know, you're just picking things out and just thinking to yourself.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why I don't, you know, you can't, I'm not going to. You know,
that's actually.
I can't tell everybody to stop liking working on cars. As soon as that happens, then.
You don't have a car.
Well, you don't have a car, and then not only that, but once your car breaks, you don't have a car because nobody's there to fix your car. Nobody knows how to work on cars anymore.
Yeah,
because everybody hates cars. Everybody listened to Frank. I was like, fuck cars, and now we're fucked because cars don't work anymore.
Okay, if everyone listened to Frank,
so shouts out mechanics. You know, that's what I'm saying.
If everyone listened to Frank, how would the world look?
Wow,
that's a hard question.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Things like clothes.
Yeah.
And makeup.
Like designer stuff.
And hair products. And
yeah.
And shoes. Those would cease to exist. You know what would exist?
Shoes, really? You don't like shoes?
I mean, I've built up a collection of Vans now that it's just, I'm rocking with it. What can I say?
Okay.
You know?
But you wear shoes. I mean, what do you mean by no shoes?
I mean, I haven't purchased shoes in a while.
I feel you. Okay.
Because I've gotten shoes as gifts, and then I also have, like I said, a nice vintage Vans collection that I've kept in good condition.
Vintage Vans.
Vintage Vans.
Yeah. It's got, like, one of those little, like,
vintage Vans.
Those tears at the top that just looks good, you know? Like, it's, like, stylish.
It's exactly what one of them has.
I know.
It's I mean, you
because I can guess it.
Yeah, I mean, I have them stored away right now because I'm, you know, saving them for when
the market takes off and the value starts going up.
Not the market takes off, but when I move move to
I see.
Los Angeles, and
I see.
I start hitting the town, and I gotta bring out the vintage vans.
Man, it sounds like a great day, dude.
It's gonna be. Well, you
Busting out the vintage vans.
People better watch out when I bust out the vintage vans in LA. I'm gonna be walking around. People are gonna be like, "Wow, this guy's from here. He's got vintage vans on."
Oh, he knows what's up.
He's lived in LA for a while. He didn't just move here, and he's not looking at his phone because he's totally lost right now.
All right, so no fashion, basically. Not as hardcore.
Not as hardcore.
What
else?
else?
It would be very. There'd be no hockey, unfortunately,
I'm with that.
and there'd be no NASCAR.
I'm with that as well. Again,
Yeah.
don't get it with the cars.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe if the course was a little more complicated, like there,
What?
that's what's interesting. There are outside of the United States,
Yeah.
the racing is more of a sport in a way.
Oh yeah,
Just because of the fact that the courses are windy,
Grand Prix
going
oh, yeah.
around
It
all
goes through
these-
like cities and
yeah,
stuff.
it goes through cities and has all these crazy turns and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, dude.
And then we, of course, being lazy America, just are like, let's just do an oval.
I want to sit here and see the whole goddamn thing, Billy.
See the whole damn thing. That's what it is. It's
I
I want to
you
see
know
the whole
what?
damn thing. Let's take away the scale so I can watch the damn race.
And you know what? I want beer brought to me.
You're just like, I don't have anything else.
don't
I just want the beer brought to
yeah.
me. That's all I just
I was
need
gonna
beer
keep going,
and
but like
just-
I don't even know the culture. What do they have there? Fries?
You actually kind of no. Really, what you said, it's pretty funny. It worked out because that's really what they want.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
They're there crushing brews.
Oh yeah, they're pounding that shit.
Because
man.
there's really no way that watching a car go in circles is fun unless you're hammered.
I mean, like, what does like the crowd do?
They get hammered and they cheer for the cars as they go around.
But like, you gotta
Because that's
it's
the
just
other thing.
not.
It's so loud too. It has to be loud.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It has to be so loud that there can't be much talking going on. And the only talking that's going on is yelling like, "Oh my God, did you see his car just flip out of control?" So like
Do people really do that though?
Yeah, but if you think about it like this, everybody is in their own circle. You have everybody
Yeah.
bunched up.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own, few friends around.
Yeah.
And whenever something happens, everybody yells to their friends, "Oh my God, did you see that?" So everybody's yelling at the same time, and it's creating this insane energy of people just drinking and yelling. So then you're having fun.
It's a good business ploy. Get everyone fucked up and drive cars in a circle.
But when you think about it, that's what's fun about getting inebriated, getting fucked up, intoxicated, whatever
dude.
you want to call it. Is that it really...
Frank is about to graduate from college. That's what that just told me right there.
is that it really makes everything kind of better, usually.
Oh, 100. Why do you think we're doing it right now?
Yeah, no.
Which, by the way, I got to kill this right now. Come on.
All right, let's... Yeah, so, of course, it would make looking at a car going in a circle way better.
This is how I picture it. Okay. I just don't, I don't know. Maybe I have faith in mankind, but I really just don't picture people getting excited about like a takeover, which I think is the term when like a car passes another, This is what I picture, like someone like, sitting kind of like in forward with their hands on their knees.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like looking and they're going like this, left, right. Their eyes are going left, right, left, right, left, right. And then someone passes, right?
Yeah.
Puts a chip in his mouth. He goes, "You see that?" And then right back.
Yeah.
That's what I picture
Okay.
personally, but I don't know.
That might how it's probably like that with some
And like the one exciting part is probably just at the end.
some spots. Some spots of the crowd have that weak energy.
But that is how boring it seems to me, like personally,
Well,
and I am hating on it. I'm for sure hating on it.
I'm right there with you. But I really do think that people are drinking enough to where that isn't happening. Thank you. People are just so turned that they're having a blast. Right? I really think if we went there and got hammered, we'd probably have
You know
fun.
what? I'm an idiot. You're right, dude. You're so right, dude. Honestly, that sounds so much fun.
Same goes for hockey, dude. If we went and got drunk at a hockey game, we would also have a ton of fun.
Okay, I'm not with hockey, but I will say it is an entertaining sport.
Yeah. I mean, I hear it's great live.
I mean,
fantastic.
okay, I went to like a AAA league game with my Uncle Brian one time.
Okay. So you've been to a hockey game?
I have, yeah. But he's out in Yorba Linda, and like right there is the Ducks minor league.
Anaheim Reign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, dude!
The fact that I know that
you're hardcore.
I keep up on things. Sometimes.
ESPN update.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say Amazon. Anaheim Reign trade. Bill Dudley.
Bill Dudley, dude. Jared Dudley's younger brother.
I forgot what I was fucking saying, but
talking about seeing a Reign game with your.
Oh, I was gonna say it was really entertaining because there was like 6 fights, dude.
Oh yeah, that's the other cool
Like
thing
they
about
don't
hockey.
they don't regulate the minor leagues like they do the NHL. I don't think.
Well, not, bro. You know they let them fight in the game. That's part of the game.
Oh no, they do, but like.
Yeah. You think there's more things allowed in the lower division?
Well, you know, you get penalties and like you get fined for fighting. You know, if you do it a lot.
I thought the fighting was totally legal in hockey. I thought you could just if you could just throw off your gloves with someone and just fucking square.
No, you could, but it's almost like, you know, if it goes too far, like you're doing it a lot, you'll get fined.
If you kill somebody or
if you like pop someone's tooth out or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
But like I don't think they fine in the minor leagues because like no one has that money. You know, and they need them to play because it's the farmer league, you know.
That's true.
So basically, if you have anger management issues, join the Anaheim Reign.
Yeah, just you got to know how to skate and freaking play one of the hardest. I mean, a lot of props to professional hockey players because like controlling that puck and getting into that goal that's covered by a huge guy while you're skating on frozen water. I mean, whew.
Dude, worst position in any sport?
The goalie in hockey.
Hockey goalie. I mean, what?
I mean, yeah.
What do you even do?
And where's
you
that?
You don't even have time to react. I mean, you've seen that stuff? Like, it just
the puck
and
comes
you're like,
flying.
I don't even know where it went. And the
puck,
goalie's like reacting this way. And you're like, I guess it went that way, you know?
The puck is hard as a rock, too.
Yeah.
Coming and nail you in the face.
I mean, they are well protected, but still, all it takes is like that one angle.
Yeah,
and you get hit in like your elbow or something. Ow.
Speaking about that one angle.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, the Cowboys starting quarterback, had a compound fracture in his ankle.
Oh, yeah.
Dislocated compound fractured ankle.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I saw it live, and I'm looking, and they're like, oh, this is bad if Dak's injured. And, like, the camera goes on Dak sitting on the ground, and I look at his foot, and it's going, like, the wrong way, you know? I'm like, yeah, he's definitely injured. So that was gnarly. But it was a normal tackle, though. Totally normal tackle. I watched the slow-mo replay of it. It's just one of those freak things where his foot was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it just got crushed by the defender's legs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a totally normal tackle. Like, imagine if I tackled you and our legs were just kind of falling on top of each other.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, your one ankle just got stuck in the grass when we were falling down, and it didn't move, and it stayed there.
You know,
and it's just like, it's just such a, you're amazed that it doesn't happen more in a sport like football.
I mean, I was about to say that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel as if most injuries don't really happen on the collision per se, but just like everyone getting tangled up like that. Because I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Where someone's like knee is just kinked and like someone's body like falls on it in the wrong way and then just boom, like you totally clipped your ACL there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or like someone lands on your knee like this, but it's on another person's body, so you hyperextend your leg.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just because it's like so popular, it just gets super physical. I mean, that's the game, right? That's the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just the risk, I guess. It's just we're only human, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, injuries happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're not invincible.
It does seem like LeBron is invincible.
Well,
he's never been injured.
He did have that finger injury one time. He had it was a hand injury.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like a major thing though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember this because he came back and he was like a way better shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, "Oh my, like you know, what's going on. Like, he was shooting threes, and like he usually was just a drive, like, you know, layup or dunk.
True.
You know, short shots. And I guess he said, like, yeah, like the injury happened, and then I had to change my shooting form, and he was better.
Nice.
I know. That's like a outlier story, but anyways, I got one more thing to talk about.
Yeah, what's up?
So I brought this right here, okay? So everyone that listens to this podcast knows that I'm like, you know, I don't know if this is the right word, but like, I don't know if I'm passionate about like the homeless situation, but like, it hits home for me.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it
Lack
on the
of a better
show
word.
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a serious issue for sure, but like, you know.
Yeah, we've talked about how it's
Anyways,
it's
I'm not gonna
a
like
real problem.
Name names here or give any details about this person, but I'll say this: I went to school with him.
So
Right.
I mean, so did I.
We both went to school
we
with
both
him.
went to school
Yeah.
with him, yeah. We both knew him.
We both knew him. Yeah. And I used to hang out with him. You know, I used to hang out with him. We knew him. Let me just put it that way. Yeah. And, you know, unfortunately, I learned this past week that he is now like on the street, and I have seen him personally, and I didn't know it was him. And I don't know, man, it just hit me hard this week. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know someone that is being, you know, hurt by this situation that has been going on. And it's just crazy to me because, like, 2 days before, I was going through the yearbook, and I was, like, looking at him, and I was like, you know, just now in hindsight, I'm like, wow, like, you know, look at yourself when you're in like kindergarten or second grade or whatever, and you just see this like naive, helpless, sort of like innocent person, and just how life can take you in like a completely different direction, you know? And so I'm going to show Frank this. I'm not going to show you guys, but because I don't want to give any, you know, deets away. But I don't know, it puts it in a different perspective, because, you know, I think Joe Rogan has a popular phrase where he's like, I don't even like get mad at people anymore because I just picture them as like a baby. Bottom right. Or not.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I see. Yeah, wow, there's a lot of, it's funny looking at this class, there's a lot of faces here that
You probably know some people in there.
Oh yeah.
Me and Frank went to school, like literally the same school all throughout life.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, wow.
I mean, I'm not going to like, you know, touch on it too much, but it's just a really sad time we're living in. I mean, it really is, you know. Like, picture some of your friends, like, you know, as babies, and then picture them now, like, struggling with, like, you know, drugs or whatever, and not having a home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like, I wish I had an answer. I wish I could help more.
Yeah.
I wish we could do something.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that this didn't have to be, but it is, and I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here pondering, like, what to say, and it's just like, I don't know what to do about shit like this.
Well, I guess neither do I.
I mean, it's sad, right? Like, why can't we do anything about it? Like, why is there not a system in place that can make a difference? And honestly, like, why can this even happen in the first place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it such a big deal here? Texas doesn't have this bad of an issue. Why do you think that is?
Oh, you're talking about you comparing like California homelessness to Texas homelessness?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get political or anything, but they must be doing something right, you know? Like, I'm not a Republican.
I don't know what it is.
But, like,
I don't know.
why do we have this issue here? And, like, why is it so common where people just turn a blind eye? You know? It's just crazy. And, like, I know, like, shit, times are rough right now. Like, times are so sad. And, you know, we're trying to be, like, more upbeat. Like, Frank and I have talked about it. But, I mean, I don't know, this shit just hit me this week, and it's like, what do you even do? And like, how is there not a system in place or something that we can like help people like this, you know? Is it the drugs? Is it the lack of support? Is it, I mean, how are people getting to this point, you know?
Here's what I think it is. Well, like you said, things are bad right now. Things are bad.
In terms of homelessness or just everything?
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
That's what makes it hard, in a way, to fix things. It's kind of like, imagine you're in a house. You're in your house. Your kitchen's on fire.
Uh-huh.
Upstairs, your cat is being mauled by a raccoon. Out in your pool, in your backyard, your kid is drowning. In your front yard, your husband is getting beaten up by another person because he just got in some road rage incident.
And he's a freaking weakling.
And he's not that buff, so he's getting his ass kicked.
All right.
You can add another thing, but I'll just stick with those 4 wild situations. And this is all going on in your house. And you're just standing in the middle of it. You're like, oh, it's like,
what do I do?
What do I do? Do I save my home and everything I've worked hard for from burning down?
Uh-huh.
Do I save the love of my life from being beaten to death? Do I save my spawn, my only child?
Yeah.
The thing I want to protect the most from dying?
Yeah.
Or do I save my sweet kitty, who is the most innocent thing I know, from being torn to shreds?
Yeah.
It's like you have all these situations, and you're just like, and you just end up standing in the middle of it and just being like, fuck. And you kind of just like sit down, sort of close your eyes, and just like think about yourself.
Uh-huh.
And that's the issue we find ourselves in, and it's the issue we have found ourselves in a way since the dawn of humanity. It's like there's always multiple problems going on. So it's super hard to solve one thing. Because if you just think about the history of humanity. You stop at any date. There's not one problem. There's not one problem that applies to everybody. There's always multiple problems. So that way you end up only worrying about yourself. Because everything around you's fucking falling apart. And you're like, okay, let me just close my eyes. What can I do for myself? And that's kind of the issue we have, is that you yourself, Ryan, you find yourself scratching your head and being like, what can I do? Because you know now that you have an old friend who is out on the street and has been abandoned by the people he loves in a way.
Yeah.
But that's the way you're seeing it right now from the information you have. So you're upset about that because you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because you're already dealing with 5 other things. You know, you have your life, you have your things that you have to worry about, your things you have to get done. So it becomes it's just like, I mean, it goes back to my metaphor of, and there's other problems out there that bug you too, I know.
Oh yeah.
That you wish you could come in
for sure.
So it's tough, and the heroes who make big changes are the ones who are in that situation of the 4 things going awful in their house, and they don't just close their eyes and sit there. They close their eyes, sit there, and then they open their eyes and they make a decision. I'm gonna do this, and they go do it. A good example of that actually is Colin Kaepernick. There you have
that's a good point.
There you have an athlete with the success and money of being an NFL quarterback. And he's sitting there and he sees all these problems happen around him. One of them including, the shooting of black men by police. And he sees this issue and it affects him. And he feels like, okay, you know what? I'm choosing that. I'm going to dive on that fire. And he does that and he takes the risk, full risk. And you see the full risk in that his NFL career is ruined. And he's, blacklisted from the NFL, and now he's sticking with that problem too. So that's a good example of that. So any sort of, all your social justice warriors are examples of a person opening their eyes in that scenario and choosing a problem to attack. That's the best
Dude.
frank metaphor I can give it.
You're magical, man. I feel 10 times better. And I low-key think that you took, you're on the wrong career path, buddy.
Oh, I don't think so.
You should be a psychologist.
Well, acting is psychology in a way.
I'll take it.
It's entering a mind state that you're not actually in and pretending to be in it.
So. Oh, wow, when you put it that way. Guys, Frank's really smart today. What is going on? Okay. I mean, dude, you really hit the nail on the head. I mean, you're so right with everything. I mean, honestly, you just encapsulated all of the world's issue into like this perfect little like flower of a metaphor. And then you even like related it to my life. Yeah. That was beautiful, dude.
Yeah, I got that one in me. I didn't know where that came from.
Clip that.
Yeah,
Do we have any fans that will clip things?
Clip that stream. Post that as a clip.
I mean, it's just a shitty situation, and you're right. There are a lot of problems, and it sucks. Like, why is this happening? And you're pondering these things, and it's tough. It's tough. And you don't want it to affect people you love. I mean, you don't want it to affect people, anyone. You don't want that to happen. And then it does, and it hits you. You're like, wow, like this. I mean, it hasn't hit home for me because like it's not my family per se, but like, And this it's real.
This like, again goes back to the people that you think about who make social change, is that they have a moment in their life where some problem that's happening outside their own inner circle ends up hitting home.
There's like a trigger.
There's a trigger that happens.
There's a trigger, right?
There's like, okay, now I'm connected to that problem.
It's like before it's almost foreign, and then it becomes your reality.
When you can ignore something, it's not a problem. But when you can't ignore it anymore, then it's a problem.
Well, I wish that I had the talent and / platform like Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I've said this in the past, but I really think that like, I mean, first of all, we have a problem with drugs. Like we gotta figure that out. We gotta figure that out. Why can a 20-year-old get all the heroin that he wants? Why?
Yeah.
Like this is a problem. And it's not a problem in most parts of the world. Contrary to popular belief. It's probably really hard to get heroin in France. It's probably really freaking hard. California is the 7th biggest economy in the world, but I'm pulling numbers out of my ass right now. I feel like
it's really hard to get heroin in Germany too.
Yeah, I mean it's unheard of,
Yeah.
So, and I'm pulling them out of my ass at this point, but like we're probably the I would say in terms of a province or state, we're probably like number 1 in drugs. Like we are the number 1 place to the drug economy, the drug black market. In terms of purchasing and purchase power, for sure.
The sales of drugs.
Yeah.
Is the highest in the United States, is what you're saying.
And I'm saying California.
Oh, in California.
California. Okay. And it's like, why? How did we get to this point, Like, drugs are coming in, for sure. And, like, yeah, we may have some disadvantages with Mexico. Uh-huh. But we got a problem, and we got to fix it because people are leaving, dude.
People are leaving California?
People are leaving California. And I know we talked about this before that like, there will always be a steady flow of like money. But dude, I mean, state's going downhill. I hate to say it, and I hate to see someone that I know fall into something that I've been complaining and like talking about for years, and
yeah.
But Frank's right. Frank is just, that was beautiful, dude. Like I'm so proud of you right now, and if I wasn't, a strong man, then I would probably cry.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling emotional while I was saying that.
I mean, that was an emotional moment for sure, and I'm just glad that you even in times of emotion, you can sort of think of things objectively and sort of process it, and not only that, but you can, portray that in a light that, not only me, your best friend, but everyone listening can understand. And I mean, dude, proud of you. That's a really good soft skill right there.
I know, man.
Okay, guys. I was telling Frank, like, hey, let's, we've been drinking like one White Claw per episode. And I was joking around with him, like, oh, like, we're doing 3. And for those of you who don't know, Frank hasn't, like, been into drinking for a little while now.
Yeah.
And partially because of these, and we've told that story before, but that's for another day. And so I was messing around with him, and I was like, oh, we're going for 3, we're going hard. And so this is the first time he does 2 in, like, forever, and he just comes out with that. I mean, I don't know about I think you got to drink 2 of these before, like, any type of big moment in your life.
Gotta get 2 claws down.
2 claws in. Like the elevator pitch?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you meet, like, a high guru in, like, the entertainment industry. You're like, what's that? Just shotgun. 2.
Even, like, I know they're coming down on the elevator.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, I see the numbers, like, and I got 2 claws, and I'm like, it's like I'm watching the numbers go down. Like, clunk, clunk, clunk.
Man. All right, dude. Let's end this, man.
All right, let's do it.
You finished 2?
I'm about to finish the second one.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Here I am talking shit on Frank, and I barely sipped this one. Hold up.
Oh yeah, that's a good spot right there. Get a nice chug in. All right, so episode 40. Yeah.
40. We're cruising along.
And
everyone get excited about 52.
Yeah, and for those of you listening, and like, if any of you are questioning how long this can last, I mean, I like to think about the fact that I could do this forever.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Like, if people don't understand, like, this is a hobby.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this.
I mean, start a podcast, do it.
Yeah, why not?
If you have a friend you like to talk to, it's fun. Yeah. All right, episode 40, White Claw Wednesday. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We love you.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Lakers, baby. Laker Nation.